Good evening. Weddings are joyful events, and most girls have been planning their weddings since they were about 6 years old. As a mother of three girls, I am keenly aware of how expensive weddings can be. Some of them can cost as much as your college tuition. According to the Knot.com, which is a go-to resource for brides-to-be, flowers can cost up to 10% of your wedding budget. When my husband and I got married in 2008, I found a good way to save a lot of money by doing wedding flowers myself. Wedding flowers can seem very intimidating, but with a few helpful tips and tricks, the average bride can do her own wedding flowers. In order to do your wedding flowers, you could save yourself up to 80% of your budget. You just have to keep in mind these three phases that you have to spend a lot of time paying attention to. The first phase is planning, the second phase is preparation, and the third phase is creation. For most women, planning starts when they're about 6 years old. They know what colors they want, they know what their favorite flowers are, they know what they want to do. But when it comes down to actually getting married, you have to get a little bit more specific than the princess dreams of your 6-year-old child. You need to decide how many bouquets you need. You need to decide how many boutonnieres and corsages. Do you want altar flowers? Do you want pew bows? Do you want to have flowers on the table at your reception? All of these things boil down to dollars and cents once you become an adult. So the first thing you should do is start off with a spreadsheet of how many flowers you think you're actually going to need. You also need to decide what colors and types of flowers you truly want. You can save a lot of money by choosing larger flowers that fill up more space. And according to an article in the Huffington Post, if you stick to just several types of flowers instead of using a large variety of flowers, you can save a lot of money as well. You should choose a wholesaler carefully. You should shop around and compare wholesalers. And I have found that Costco, Sam's Club, and there's a wholesaler out of Tampa, Florida called Brides and Blooms are the best wholesale resellers of flowers. But you should also check your local shops because a lot of times they can give you discounts. Now that you know what kinds of flowers you want and how many you need, you should plan on when you're going to get them and what you're going to do with them once you get them. So now you've entered into the preparation phase. You should keep your flowers in a cool, dry space. Garages work the best for that. You should, you could ask your church if they have a floral cooler that you could use. You should never, however, keep your flowers in the refrigerator. A lot of people think that they can keep their flowers in the refrigerator and they'll just come out wilted on your wedding day. Once you get the flowers in, they're not going to be open. They're going to be closed up tight. So you need to have 5-gallon buckets, enough of them to hold all of the flowers that you've ordered. Also, you need to add some sort of food to the water so that your flowers can have enough nutrients to open up. The Brooklyn Botanical Society recommends a mixture of 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of household bleach, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice for every quart of lukewarm water. I think that using a half a can of Sprite per 5-gallon bucket works just fine. You should remove all of the leaves and greenery that you're not going to use in your bouquet so that it doesn't mold in the water. And then you should let your flowers sit. You need to allow at least 2 days for these flowers to open up. So that means that if you're getting married on a Saturday, you need to plan to have your flowers arrive on a Tuesday so they can sit for 2 days. And then you still have 1 day for the creation phase and you're not doing your flowers the night before. So as you enter into the creation phase, you need to lay out your flowers. You need to group them together for each bouquet so that you know that you're not going to run out of flowers. You should focus on the bridal bouquets and boutonnieres first, and then move to the like the altar flowers and the pew bows, and you should save the reception flowers for last because those bouquets tend to be a lot more forgiving. Don't be nervous about arranging the flowers. You should spend the most time on the first one because once you get the first one done, the rest of them will come much, much easier. Also, make sure that you look at your bouquets from every angle because remember that the photographer is going to be taking pictures from every angle. So, creating wedding floral is very easy. It should not be a daunting task. A lot of people don't want to deal with it the night before their wedding. However, the satisfaction of looking around at your wedding and knowing that you've created all of these beautiful flowers makes the memories even that much more special.